Okay. Hmm. All right, friends. Crazy. My mom. Yeah, yeah. It's good. It works out. Yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year. Um, Many of you know I'm headed out to El Salvador tomorrow morning. So I will not be here Sunday. I have Steph Nally, one of my good friends, subbing the class. She's really awesome. And then I have Carly Snow teaching this class and my Tuesday morning class and my Thursday night class, most of my classes next week. She is a new instructor here at the studio. She's been an instructor in the Valley for like over 10 years. She is I think she's really amazing. She's one of my favorites. So do come and take her class. And then she's also adding her own class to this space Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. So I'm Thursday nights at 8:30, she's Tuesday nights at 8:30, and they're both chill vibes, power flow. So if you're wondering what that is, it's just kind of like power, but more chill, not so powery and only 60 minutes. And at the end, you have longer to cool down. And there's projected, like my projector stars are on the sky. So it's just like chill vibes right before bed. And I do a sound bath at the end always. So if you'd like to come. Okay, other than that, let's just practice, I think. I'll say one, I'm sorry, I got two more things. On the 18th of January, when I get back, I have my frequency class, so breathwork and sound. It's my only one I'm doing this month. It's me and Dante. If you know Dante, he's an amazing musician. And then, so that's that night here in this space, 7 to 9. And then during the day, I'm doing a drum making workshop with the drum queen of Utah, I call her. Her name is Holly Hope. She lives in St. George. She comes here every once in a while to do drum making, basically when I summon her. And it's really so much fun. I've made like 4 drums with her. They're expensive. It's like anywhere from $200 to $600, depending on the size and the animal hide. They're ethically sourced animal hides. She comes with them like cut. You weave the thing together. You do a little ceremony around it. It's super awesome. Like I said, I've done like 4 with her, and my drums are like so special. It's so much more special than just buying one at the store. And if you buy a really good drum, it is going to be expensive anyway. So in my opinion, may as well put your love into it. So if you're interested, let me know. Yeah. Okay, now let's practice. So go ahead. I'm gonna say lay down. Lay down on your back. And as you lay down, maybe you stretch your body nice and long, take your arms and your legs long, or maybe you do the opposite. You hug your knees in for a moment. Take a little rock from side to side. So any little bits and pieces of movement that feel good or that feel interesting, just come into your physical body a little bit more. And eventually find a position where you can rest. So maybe it's Shavasana, maybe it's constructive rest pose, feet on the ground with your knees bent, feet wide, knees fall in. Maybe it's the opposite, feet together, knees apart, reclined cobbler's pose. And whatever you want to do, just be intentional with your hands, your arms. So out to your sides, or maybe one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And close your eyes. So let your eyes close and let your awareness come inward. So everything outside of you, everything especially outside of these 4 walls, Everything that's going on in your life, just let it kind of fall away. And just feel your body on the ground. Feel any physical sensations, and also energetic sensations, emotions that might be present for you. Maybe you're even just noticing your thoughts. We can't turn our thoughts off, but we can separate ourselves from them. So you can just start to witness your thoughts as they come and go. Sometimes if we try to turn our mind off, it gets louder. So just let your thoughts come, let them go. You watch them, you witness them. If you haven't already, begin to connect in a deeper way to your breath. So maybe you visualize your breath, use your imagination and see it. Maybe you just feel into the expansion and contraction of each inhale and exhale. And with your next inhalation, very intentionally fill up as big as you can. Get as full as you can. Take up as much space as you can and hold. Then see if there's even one little extra sip you can find at the top. Open your mouth and great big sigh. Let it out. Ah. Good. Two more, just like that. Great big inhale. Fill up. Hold in fullness. Let that breath circulate around for a moment, maybe even an extra sip. And out your mouth, let it go. Ah. And then do that once more. Biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Really wake your body up from the inside. Extra sip, maybe two this time. And then open your mouth. Yeah, let it go. Nice job. Seal your lips and start to drop into Ujjayi breath. So slow and steady and spacious. See if you can not only feel your breath now, but also hear your breath. So it starts to create a little whisper noise. You're constricting the muscles in the back of your throat that you constrict when you whisper, when you gasp, or when you hum. So it's like a humming on the inside. It's like you're humming without using your actual voice. So start to create a little vibration with your breath. Follow it with your awareness. Let your breath be what keeps you in the present moment. It's your anchor. So anytime you get distracted, all you have to do is notice, oh, I've gone somewhere else again. Come back to your breath. Come back to the sound. Come back to the sensation, the rise and the fall, expansion and contraction. So you're welcome to stay right here a little bit longer, just connecting to your own rhythm. You're also welcome to come back here at any time throughout class if you just want to take a moment to breathe and to rest. If you're ready to start moving, gather your knees in towards your belly and take a little rock from side to side. And then after a few rocks, come into a reverse tabletop position. So your knees stack over your hips and your shins are parallel to the ground. Bring your arms either to a T position or a cactus position. Take an inhale right here. And then as you exhale, like you're moving in slow motion, move your legs over to the right, but don't let them touch the ground. So like you're going into a spinal twist, but your legs are hovering. Hold here and take a big inhale. Brace through your center. As you exhale, use your core to slowly move your knees back to midline. Inhale, center. See if you can activate your feet and feel your neutral spine. Squeeze your legs together. Exhale over to your left side. So same thing, but go to the left. Straight to your left, as far as you can go without touching the ground. Stay as you inhale. Don't let your right shoulder lift. Keep it rooted. And then with your exhale, brace through your middle and come back up. Inhale, neutral spine. Extend your left leg up. Keep your right knee bent. And exhale, legs over to your right. As far as they will go without touching, without your left shoulder lifting. Hover, hold as you breathe in. Brace around your middle, strong core. And then as you exhale, use your core to lift your legs back up. Inhale into your neutral spine and switch out your legs. So right leg extends, left knee bends. Exhale to your left. If you want to bring a block in between your inner thighs, if you've got one, you're welcome to. Stay here as you inhale. Active through your feet, brace through your middle. Exhale, bring it back slowly. Neutral spine. Take an inhale and extend both legs as straight as they will go, but bend your knees as much as you need so you don't pull on your low back. Exhale over to your right slowly. It's going to feel heavier with your legs extended, so only as far as you can go without lifting your left shoulder. Breathe in. And then exhale to slowly come back up. Nice work. Inhale, center. Make any adjustments needed. Activate your feet. And then last one, over to your left. As far as you can go without touching, without your right shoulder lifting. Hold as you inhale. Fill up as big as you can. And use your strong core as you exhale to bring your legs back to neutral. From here, set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. And set up for a bridge pose. So arms down by your sides, feet hips width distance apart. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up, and inhale, peel your spine up off your yoga mat. So come into your bridge. You will be here for about 5 rounds of breath. You can take any variation you want. So if you want to interlace your fingers, if you want to take robot arms, if you want to lift and lower your butt, creating a tunnel underneath your mid-back, go for it. So your variation, your expression of this pose, big, deep breaths to stretch now through your front body, to stretch your abdominal wall. Hug in with your inner thighs. Some of you have a block there. I love it. And imagine that you're trying to reach your knees and your shins forward. Take your last couple rounds. And then see if you can come out really slowly, one vertebra at a time. So work your shoulders out from under you first. And then on an exhale, lower down ever so slowly and mindfully. When you get back to neutral spine, tee out your arms or cactus your arms again. Bring your feet out to the width of your mat, but keep your knees bent, feet on the ground, and just take some windshield wipers side to side. So your feet are really wide, creating space in your low back and in your pelvis. Breathe down into that space. As your knees fall to one side, your top knee works its way forward and down as much as possible. So go slowly and really feel. Take 1 or 2 more rounds side to side. Little flexion through your toes. Yeah, and then eventually back to neutral, back to center. Hug your knees in towards your belly. Once you get back to neutral, hug your knees in and just take that little rock. You can find your own way up to tabletop or invitation to rock and roll a few times, forward and back. So rock and roll and maybe see if you can find a little hover time on your upper back or on your sit bones. Have fun with it. Eventually, cross your ankles, roll over your feet, and come forward to hands and knees. So you might have to kind of crawl back a little bit, get yourself nice and centered on your mat. And from hands and knees, intuitive movement. So any way you would like to move or any way your body would like to move. And if it helps, close your eyes. So let go of how anybody else in the room looks, what anyone else in the room is doing. Let go of how you look and just focus on what you feel. Focus on what you feel in your spine and your shoulders and your hips. Your hands and your fingers and your wrists and your elbows, your shoulders, your shoulder blades. There's a million things you can get curious about. In your next 3, 4, 5 breaths, no rush, but eventually downward facing dog. So start to find your way back into down dog as you are ready. Once you're back in your dog pose, friends, same thing. Keep feeling around. So you can pedal out your heels and give your head a little shake or a little nod. See if you can find in your down dog a strong connection to your center. So rather than feeling like all of the weight is coming down into your hands, how can you get your core to lift you up? So maybe it means you bend your knees or even come up to your tiptoes. Imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button, and it's literally pulling up and tugging towards the top corner of the back wall. So find that lift. Spread your fingers really wide and imagine you're like a gecko holding onto a screen door. So pads of your fingers press into the ground. Take one more inhale into your down dog. Exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, and however you'd like to get there, forward fold. Once you have arrived, just hang out for a few breaths in your fold. So I would recommend for this first one at least, feet hips width distance apart or maybe a little bit wider. So that will give you more space in your hips and your pelvis. Let your neck relax, let your head be heavy. And rather than rocking back into your heels and locking out your knees, instead do the opposite. So bend your knees a little or even a lot and feel your weight in your toes and the balls of your feet. So if I had a piece of paper and I came up behind you, I wanted to slide it under your heels, be super easy for you to lift your heels off the ground. Then use your strong core to lift your butt, lift your sit bones as high as you can. Let your head hang, crown towards the ground, butt towards the sky. One last breath. Inhale, halfway lift position. So spine parallel to the ground. Get all the rounding out of your back. Exhale, let it go. Fold. Do that once more, halfway lift. So stick your butt out. You can bend your knees if you need to, if it feels better. Exhale, fold. And then this time all the way up. So take it through your halfway lift. Keep rising, arms overhead as you breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart. With your breath, flow. Inhale, high mountain, stretch, reach up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, dive down slowly. So stick your butt out, reach your heart forward. Big bend in the knees is super helpful. Good job. Halfway lift, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Nice, Jen. As you exhale, bow, Uttanasana, fold, empty out. From that place, take it back to stand. So press into your feet, lead with your heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's take that one more time through. It's a half sun salute. Move with your breath. Inhale, high mountain. Maybe try closing your eyes as you slowly take your dive down. So feel your body moving through space. Nice, Kirsten. Inhale, spinal extension, lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Connect to your strong core. And from that place, take it back up. Inhale, arms overhead. How much length can you create? And exhale, hands to your heart. Nice job, friends. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, sit back into chair pose this time. So weight in your heels. Sit low. And as you reach your butt back, stay connected to your center. So draw your belly button in and up and feel as if you have a brace around your middle. Bring your feet hips width distance apart. If they're not already, all 10 toes face forward. Take one more inhale into your chair pose. And then as you exhale, we will twist left hand in between your feet, right arm to the sky. You can bring your left hand to a block. You could come to your left fingertips. You could also bring your left forearm across your thighs as a modification instead. So you do you. If you are in twisted chair with your left hand in between your feet, maybe you take the half bind, right arm wraps behind you, or the full bind if it's available to you. Reach up and grab hold of your right hand. Now, wherever you are at, my friends, about 2-3 more breaths. So keep your butt reaching back. Keep both knees bent. Weight in your heels. You should still be able to pick up your toes and spread them. Nice, Liz. Take one last round. Sit a little deeper. Twist a little further. Very end of your exhale. Nice dive. Forward fold. So let it go. Unwind. Inhale, halfway lift. Realign your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, plank position. So top of a push-up, pause here, one arm at a time, super strong through your core, lower to your forearms, forearm plank. And then strong through your core, just like that, rise back up to the palms of your hands. So press back up, high plank. Good job. Now from your high plank, side plank. Right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of right foot, left arm to the sky. If you want to modify, please feel free. Right knee can come down, no big deal. If your bottom knee is not on the ground, lift your hips really, really high. Yes, nice Solana. Maybe reach your left arm forward and lengthen your left side. Beautiful. And maybe float your left leg up. And as your left leg floats up, lift your hips higher. Take one more big inhale. Amazing job. Exhale, plank or modified plank. You can bring your knees down if you'd like. Take an inhale, push the ground away. Slowly lower for 3. Strong straight line. 2, 1. All the way to your belly. We'll take a Spider-Man Cobra. So hands come out to frame your mat. You're up on your fingertips. Elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, take a twist to your right, dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, press into fingertips, back through center, tone your belly to support your low back. Navel to spine, exhale, twist towards the windows. Nice job. Inhale, back to center, go one more time each way. Move with your breath, slowly. Feel your shoulders, feel your spine, front body, back body, side bodies, lower body. Nice, Jill. Eventually, back to center with an inhalation. You can stay as long as you'd like. Downward facing dog, however you'd like to transition. Big, spacious, ujjayi breath. All right, from your down dog, inhale, take your right leg to the sky. Good. So feel for this first down dog, square hips. Your inner thighs face each other. Your right hip faces down, slightly back. Both hands are rooted firmly. And as you root down through your fingertips, nice Sydney, you're rooting up through your right foot. So imagine there's an invisible wall and you're trying to stomp your right foot up into that wall. Take one more big inhale, push into the ground, lift from your center. Exhale, right knee to your nose, round your spine, hollow out your belly. You should be on your back tiptoes, and then step forward as soft as you can, low lunge. Good, crescent lunge, slowly rise. So take a moment to feel into your strong legs. So yes, you have a nice long stance, but rather than sinking into it and feeling like your legs are super wobbly, hug towards midline. So front hip pulls back, back hip pulls forward, and your legs are really stable and strong. If somebody tried to push you over, your legs could support you and hold you. Yes, and then from your strong legs, your strong foundation, you grow your upper body into your unique expression. So reach up, maybe gaze up, maybe spread your fingers, maybe soften your fingers. So it's up to you. Whatever you're doing is intentional. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to the ground. We're gonna stay in our lunge, but we'll add a twist. So left hand down, right arm up, open through the right side of your heart. Squeeze through your inner thighs and keep your back leg powerful and strong. So imagine the power of the pose is coming from your back toes, moving through your back leg, and then connecting right at your center, at your middle. Twist from that place. If you wanna test, is my core engaged? Are my legs strong? See if you can hover your left hand above the ground and nothing really changes. Take one last deep breath. Nice work. Bottom of your exhalation, release, let it go. Step your back foot forward, about a foot or so, coming into a pyramid stance. So you want both feet flat on the ground. I like my feet personally on 2 train tracks, not a balance beam. So maybe today, try putting your feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face directly forward. Inhale to a halfway lift, bring your hands to your hips. And then from here, press into your feet all the way up to a standing position. Check in with your hips and see that they are straight across from one another. So if your right hip is in front of your left, That means you need to adjust somehow. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, hips square. Take your arms to the sky. Good. Great big inhale as you reach up. And exhale, twist, left arm forward, right arm back. Squeeze through your inner thighs and pull your right hip back, but stay rooted through the inner edge of your right foot, your front foot. Broaden through your shoulders and your collarbones. If you want a balance challenge, see if you can gaze back over your right shoulder. Keep squeezing through your inner thighs. Twist from your center. Stand tall. Draw up through the crown of your head. One last round in your twist. Don't change your legs, but inhale, unwind your upper body. Arms reach up. As you exhale, pull your right butt cheek back, reach your heart forward, and slowly dive down. So hinge at your hips, eventually fold over your front leg. Keep pulling your right butt cheek up, 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 and try to press the top of your right thigh back, 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 back. So maybe your right leg starts to shake and tremble a little bit. That's actually a good thing. So keep working that length in your front leg. Maybe your hands are on the ground. Maybe your hands are on blocks or on your front shin. Think forehead toward shin, nose toward knee, navel toward spine at the bottom of every exhale. And that's your invitation to dive just a little bit deeper. Take about 2, maybe 3 more breaths. Right butt cheek up and back. Good. Very nice. Good awareness. Take one last round. And then bottom of your exhale, walk your hands forward, standing splits, float your back leg to the sky. You can stay in standing splits. It's just like a one-legged forward fold, or invitation to open up to a balancing half moon pose. Right hand reaches out a bit, maybe left hand to left hip as you peel your left hip open. So stack left hip on top of right, squeeze through your outer right butt cheek. It's called your medial glute, and it's really hard for a lot of people to engage. So see if you can find it, feel it, fire it up, and use it to open through the front of your hips, open through the front of your heart. Beautiful, my friends, wherever you are at, your pose, your expression. See if you can lift your back leg a little higher, back foot active. One more inhale. Nice work. Forward fold, top of your space. Yeah, you can give your right leg a little shaky shake. Maybe shake your head, yes or no. And next time you breathe in, halfway lift. So lengthen, realign. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet all the way up. Big full body stretch as you inhale. Hands to heart. Exhale. Let's just flow for a moment before we do all that on the other side. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, chaturanga. Take it your way. Inhale to peel your heart open. Nice tiff. Exhale, down dog. Hips up and back. Lengthen. Take a great big inhale. Push into the ground with your strong fingers. Exhale, look forward, step or lightly hop top of your space. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Once you have arrived, breathe in, fill up and lengthen out. Yes, exhale, fold, bow, rise, high mountain, inhale, hands to heart, exhale. All right, here we go. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, chair pose, sit back. So weight in your heels. Make sure you can pick up your toes, spread them, wiggle them around. Good. Feet hips width distance apart. All of your toes face directly forward. One more inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, we'll twist right hand this time in between your feet, or right hand to a block in between your feet, left arm to the sky. If you want to modify, option to bring right forearm across your thighs. So whatever works best for you, for your body today. Yes, very nice. Awesome, Sydney. If you want half or full bind, go for it. See if you can keep the weight back in your heels. Keep your knees nice and even, flush with one another. Spine long. Last couple of rounds, breathe into low belly, low back, and twist, twist, twist. Good work. Very end of your next exhale, everybody. Let it go forward. Fold. Spinal extension as you breathe in. Realign. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, plank position. So high plank, top of a push-up with your strong core and your strong arms, one arm at a time, lower to a forearm plank. So forearms to the ground, strong core as you transition. Forearm plank, hold for just a moment. Push down through the belly of your forearms, back of your neck is long. Now one arm at a time, come back up to the palms of your hands, high plank. Yes, so strong. From here, side plank, left hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of left foot, or you're more than welcome to bring your left knee down to modify. Please feel free. If your bottom knee is not on the ground, then lift your hips high. So the higher you can get your hips, the less weight you will be holding in your shoulder and your wrists. Use your strong left side abdominals. Maybe right arm to the front of the room, reach it forward and lengthen. Awesome, Jeremy. Maybe your right leg floats up. Beautiful. See if you can lift your hips even higher. One last big, huge inhale. Nice, Norma. Exhale, plank or modify. Inhale at the top, push the ground away. Find your strength. Exhale, slowly lower. 3, 2, 1. Spider-Man Cobra once again. So bring your hands out really wide and you're on your fingertips. Elbows face the sky. Lift your heart. We're going to do something different. I don't go quite as high with my chest for this variation, so feel into it. Bend your right knee, press into your right fingertips, and roll up onto the outside of your left hip. So your right toes are reaching for the ground behind you like a little scorpion tail. Let your left shoulder dip down. See if you can point your right knee up towards the sky, toes towards the ground. Take one more deep breath. And release. Slowly come through center and take it to the other side. So right leg now extends, left knee bends. Push into your left fingertips. Roll up onto the outside of your right hip. Reach for the ground behind you with your left toes. Little tone in your belly supports low back. Let your right shoulder dip down. One last breath. Nice. And bring it back to center. However you want to make your transition to down dog. So if you want to give yourself one more heart opener of your own, feel free. Eventually, see you in down dog. Walk it out. Inhale, take your left leg to the sky. Square hips for this one, so inner thighs face each other. And hug in with your inner thighs. So you should feel a connection to your center here. Press through your hands, take one more in-breath. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly, then softly step forward, low lunge. Crescent lunge, rise. Beautiful poses. Hips are square. Find your longest stance, but then rather than sinking into it, hug in towards midline. Find that strong structure. And then from that strong foundation, your upper body is your expression. So what do you want to embody? What do you want to connect with? How could you invite it into your body? How could you let it flow through you energetically? So maybe you want to connect with anger and you make fists with your hands, make a really angry face. That's totally valid as long as it's on purpose. Take one more big inhale, reach up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, hands come down. Low lunge, stay low and just add your twist. So right hand on the ground or a block, left arm up. Yes, nice, good man. So squeeze through your inner thighs. And keep the strength in your back leg. Back toes are pushing down. Power of the pose moves through your back legs, connects right at your center. So it's like you want to pull your left hip towards the back of the room, but at the same time, left knee is magnetized to your right armpit. You want to give that little tester, is my core strong? Are my legs strong? See if you can hover your right hand, nothing changes. One last breath. Very good. Let it go. Unwind. Pyramid stance. Step your back foot forward a foot or so. So with that, both feet are flat on the ground. An invitation to bring your feet onto two train tracks rather than a balance beam. So like you're on skis. It gives your hips and pelvis a lot more space. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your hips. And then press into your feet, rise all the way to stand. Once you are standing, check in and see, are my hips square? Are they even? Are my feet on two train tracks or are they on a balance beam? Stand on two train tracks, it's so much easier, I promise. All right, with your square hips, take your arms to the sky. Inhale here. As you exhale, twist towards the windows, right arm forward, left arm back. Squeeze your inner thighs, pull your left hip towards the back wall, but try to stay rooted through the inner edge of your left foot, your front foot. Yeah, good. Awesome job. Strong through your core. Big wingspan with your arms. Maybe even gaze over your left shoulder. Take one more round. You got this. Soft face. Twist, twist, twist. Legs stay the same. Inhale, unwind. Arms reach up. As you exhale, take your dive. Imagine you're pulling your left butt cheek back as you reach your heart forward. You can bend your left knee a little or a lot. Eventually fold. Once you're folding, work your left butt cheek up, 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 up. Press your left thigh, top of your left thigh, back, 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 back. Stay rooted through the inner edge of your front foot. So you do not want to hyperextend and lock out your front knee. You want to feel your left quad muscle, the front of your thigh. You want to feel it fire so that you are safely stretching the back of your thigh, your hamstring. Maybe that little tremble, sacred tremble, one of my teachers used to call it. It's good. It means you're at an edge. Be with it. Breathe into it. Last couple of rounds. So nice, everybody. Good work. Okay. Standing splits. Bottom of your next exhale. Walk your hands forward. Float your back leg to the sky. So you can absolutely stay in standing splits, one-legged forward fold. Maybe this pose is better for you today. Otherwise, invitation to turn it into a balancing half moon. So left hand to the ground or a block, kind of out in front of you. Right arm can come to right hip or right arm can reach straight up. Peel your hips open. So remember, your medial glute, your left medial glute, the outside of your left butt cheek, see if you can squeeze it and use it to open through the front of your hips more. Yes. Wherever you are at, back leg is strong and powerful. Maybe lift it a little higher. One more big inhale. Exhale, forward fold, top of your space. And give your left leg a little shaky shake or pedal out your heels. Good job, friends. Ujjayi breath. Reconnect if you've lost it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet and rise all the way up. Inhale. Hands to heart. Exhale. All right. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose. Okay, here are your options. You can stay in chair if you prefer. Otherwise, twisted chair is your next option. Left hand in between your feet, right arm to the sky. Stay here if you would like. If you can get into the bind, invitation to take the bind. And then from here, if you would like, move into bird of paradise. Slowly root into your right foot. Focus your gaze and start to stand up. Once you are standing, start to extend your left leg. Yes, amazing, you guys. Wherever you are at, take one or two more breaths. Be in your variation of the pose. And slowly forward fold. See if you can meet there. Forward fold. Unwind. Yeah, very nice. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, plank position. Inhale at the top of your push-up, one arm at a time. Once again, come to your forearms, forearm plank. And then from here, this time moving into a dolphin position. Walk your toes in, lift your heels up. So toes walk in, hips lift as high as they will go. Imagine that invisible rope. It's pulling straight up on your belly button. So maybe you're on your tiptoes, maybe your knees are bent. Get your hips as high as you can, like you want to stack them on top of your shoulders. Relax your neck. Press your heart towards the back of the room. Stay in your regular dolphin or take your right leg to the sky. Last couple rounds, if your right leg is lifted and you want to play with little hops, go for it. Press through the belly of your forearms. Hug in with your upper arms. Good, Tiff. Press back through your heart. Lift from your center. Awesome, Jen. One last inhale, everybody. And as you exhale, right foot comes down. Sit back and rest. Child's pose. Nice, Ab. So give yourself a moment just to relax. Maybe an embryo pose would feel nice. You can reach your arms back. Grab your heels. Just let your shoulders soften. Breathe all the way down into your low belly, low back, hips, and pelvis. And then in your next couple rounds, downward facing dog. All right, from your down dog, inhale, right leg to the sky. And this time, peel your hip open. So bend your knee, reach your knee out and up, squeeze through your outer right butt cheek. So rather than sinking into your left hip, see if you can use the mobility in your outer right glute to lift your right knee higher. Take one more big inhale, lift, lift, lift. Stay if you want, otherwise exhale, right knee, left elbow, get as close as you can, push the ground away. Inhale, three-legged. See if you can open your hips, so learn to articulate through your hip joint. Exhale, right knee, right armpit, get as high as you can. Nice. Inhale, back up. And then last one, everybody, knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly, round your spine, step forward softly, low lunge. All right, from your low lunge, you're just gonna walk your hands forward and float your back leg up. But rather than a standing split position, think of a warrior three position with your fingertips on the ground or your hands on blocks or a block. So like your spine is in a halfway lift, and like your back leg is parallel to the ground, square hips. Bring your right hand to the crease in your right hip. Put your fingers in that crease and literally try to push your right hip towards the back of the room. As you do that, you should automatically feel your upper body start to twist to the right. Keep working that twist with your upper body, with your core. So use your strong core, twist, twist, twist. Maybe eventually you reach your right arm to the sky. So hips are squared. Push your right hip back with your hand. Work your twist. Back leg is strong. Nice, Jill. Strong, powerful, like you're planting it on the back wall. Awesome, Kirsten. One last round. Work your twist. Nice, Jeremy. Forward fold. Ah. Good job. Heel toe your feet out to the width of your yoga mat. And bring your toes off your yoga mat. So toes out, heels in, low squat, malasana. Elbows to your inner thighs. Hands can come to your heart. If there's some other variation you want to work, feel free. Slow, spacious inhales. Even slower, strong exhales all the way to empty. Soft through your face and your jaw. Good job. One last deep breath in your low squat. And then fingertips to the ground, hips to the sky. Heel toe your feet in so they're about hips width distance. All of your toes face directly forward. Halfway lift, realign, breathe in. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, take it all the way up. Big full body stretch at the top. Inhale, nice Sydney. And hands to your heart, exhale. All right, arms reach up, breathe in. Sit back, chair pose. Your feet should be hips width distance apart. When you're ready, come into your twist. So right hand in between your feet this time. Left arm up. This can be where you stay. Remember, stay here if you want. If the bind is in your practice, start to work your way into your bind. Maybe you stay here, or if you want to go for bird of paradise, root firmly into your left foot. Use your core to rise. Use your focus, your gaze to rise. Yes, once you are standing, possibly extend your right leg. Amazing, everybody. Your pose, your expression, wherever you're at. Last deep breath. And if you're in bird of paradise, see if you can come down slowly. Everybody forward, fold, let it go. Very nice, good work. Inhale, realign, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, plank. Strong belly, strong arms. One forearm to the ground at a time. Forearm plank, forearm plank. Yes, elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide if possible. If you'd like to modify, you can make a tripod with your hands instead. Now start to walk your toes in towards your elbows and lift your hips as high as they will go. So not like down dog where you're trying to press your hips back, but in dolphin, you want to get your hips as high as possible. Try to stack them over your shoulders. Press your heart back as you lift your hips up. Stay here, or take your left leg to the sky. Yes. Don't let your shoulders come forward of your elbows. That's a really lot of pressure. So shoulders stacked over elbows. Good work. If you want to take those little hops, go for it. Last couple breaths, friends. You are so much stronger than your mind wants you to think. Remember that. Bottom of your next exhale, bring everything down. Left foot, nice gen knees. Sit back and rest. Child, embryo, puppy. And downward facing dog. All right, from your dog pose, inhale, take your left leg to the sky. Try not to sink into your right hip. Bend your left knee and peel it open. So squeeze your outer left glute. For whatever reason, so many people cannot engage this muscle. It's really hard for us to find. So try to find it. Stay curious about it. Use your outer left glute, that medial glute, to lift your left knee, to open your left hip. Take one more inhale. You can stay if you want. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, get as close as you can. Push the ground away, a little twist. Inhale, left leg high. See if you can open your hip. Learn to articulate through your hip joint. Exhale, left to left, aim for your armpit. Yes, very nice. Last one, inhale, back and up, three-legged, open your hip. Knee to your nose. Everybody scoop out your belly and step forward ever so softly. All right. Start to crawl your hands forward, back leg floats up. It's not standing splits. Think of warrior 3 with fingertips on the ground or hands on blocks or a block. So spine like it's in a halfway lift, hips square, back leg parallel to the earth. Bring your left hand into the crease of your left hip. Put your fingers in that crease and literally try to push your left hip back. It's going to be hard to push your left hip back if your hips are not square. So feel your inner thighs squeeze as you push your left hip back. Feel your upper body start to twist towards the windows. Eventually, work that twist more with your core strength and maybe extend your left arm up. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Press with your back foot. Lengthen through your spine. Yes, I know it's awkward. Be with it. One last breath. You got this. Awesome job. Nice, Liz. Let it go forward. Fold. Good carry. Excuse me. All right. Heel toe your feet out once again. Nice and wide. Toes wider than heels, so toes can come off your yoga mat. The wider your feet are, the easier this will be for your hips. So if you have your feet really close together, you're probably going to have to come up to your tiptoes. Bring your feet out wider. Try to keep your heels down. Try not to roll onto the inner edges of your feet, but press into the outer edges as well. And maybe even see if you can pick up your toes and spread them. Breathe, spacious breaths down into your pelvis. Okay, I'm going to give you some options. You choose where you want to go. First option, you'll plant your hands, step back, move through a vinyasa, end up in child's pose. Second option, you'll plant your hands, work into a crow pose or play with a crow pose for a minute. And then you can come back down, step back, move through a vinyasa, end up in child's pose. Final option if you want, crow pose, play with it. Then maybe play with a jump back. Make sure you land in chaturanga with bent elbows, strong shoulders, and then move through a vinyasa eventually. Sit back and rest. Yeah, go for it with your headstand, crow pose to headstand, back to crow pose. So play if you want. And eventually everybody just child's pose it out, however you want to get there. Big, spacious breath. Grounding breaths. Downward facing dog. All right. From your down dog, inhale right leg to the sky. Peel your right hip open, bend your knee. Peel it open. Stay here if you want, or option two, flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind. Right arm forward. Yeah, lift your hips. And imagine your heart is trying to look at this front wall. See if you can let it. Use your core to support low back, navel to spine. One more big inhale. Beautiful. Nice, Kristen. Nice, Kate. Exhale. Come back. Three-legged dog. Extend your right leg high. Breathe in. Pigeon pose, right shin to the top of your mat. Bring your body down gently. So right knee towards the outer right edge rather than midline. So if your knee is right at the middle of your mat, nothing is happening in this hip. So you want to get your knee nice and wide. And then if you want to go deeper, your front shin is closer to parallel with the front edge of your mat. If you are a person that can easily just plop down into it like this, try not to do that. So instead, imagine an invisible rope attached to your right butt cheek. It's pulling up and back, keeps pulling up and back as you bow forward. Then once you're bowing forward, you keep pulling your right butt cheek up and back. You can scoot your back knee back a little further to go a little bit deeper. Big, spacious ujjayi breath. Send it down into your hip. And if you'd rather take this on your back, figure four with your legs, please feel free. Be here for about 5 more. Anytime you want, big sigh out your mouth. So that sensation that you feel, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's unpleasant, it's only temporary. The yoga is being with the sensation, welcoming it, not trying to make it go away. Breathing into it, softening around it, within it. Just being present with what is flowing through you, even if you don't like it. Take your last couple rounds. All right, bottom of your next exhalation, start to lift your upper body. And then we're coming into a seat, so we're gonna stay down, but we're gonna come into it really slowly. So first, just let your right butt cheek kind of plop over to the right, your back knee can bend. And then from here, try to keep your upper body as tall as possible. And if you need to use a hand on the ground beside you, that's fine. Otherwise, try not to use your arms. Take your back leg, swing it forward, left foot to the outside of right thigh, swing it back. Do that a few times. And again, try to keep your upper body as tall as possible and as still as possible as you take this back and forward. Feel that heat build in your outer left hip. That's your medial glute you feel. If you feel it, congratulations. And then eventually left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Now you can choose to work your right heel a little closer to your butt, or you can choose to extend your right leg. Hug your knee in, sit up really tall, puff up your chest. Take your left arm to the sky, breathe in. And then as you exhale, twist over your left shoulder, left hand comes down behind you. Try not to lean all your weight onto your left hand, but just use your left hand to help you sit up tall. Broaden through the front of your shoulders. If there's some way you want to use your right arm, feel free. Breathe down into your belly. Exhale to twist, twist, twist. All right, very end of your next exhalation. So take it all the way to empty and then slowly unwind. Just for a moment, bring your hands off the right edge of your mat, round your spine, take a little bow. You can let your left butt cheek lift. This should feel good. Breathe into your low back. And then lift up. Extend your right leg if it's not already, and bring the sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh. So what we're going to do, we're going to flow between two poses. I'll show you first, then we'll do it together. So it's a modified, pretty much modified wild thing or modified side plank, left hand behind you. We'll inhale to lift our hips, reach back. And then as we exhale, we'll swing our upper body around, fold over our extended leg. So we'll do that back and forth a few times. Oh, you guys are doing it? All right, let's go. Inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, fold. So work into your fold all the way to empty. Just like that, back and forth. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, fold. You can go at your own pace. It seems like that's kind of what everyone's doing anyway. So take 3 rounds just like that. And then eventually end up in your fold and hold there for about 3 to 5 breaths. So after 3 rounds, fold over your right leg and work your fold with your breath. Yeah, good, no rush. Pull your right butt cheek back, flex your right toes. And every exhale, see if you can find emptiness, navel to spine, fold a little further. Nice work. Last couple of rounds in your forward fold. So like you're squaring your chest over your extended leg. You're squaring your upper body over your extended leg. Very bottom of your next exhale, roll up nice and easy. All right, take both legs forward, give them a little shake out. You could also take a couple windshield wipers if that would feel good to you. And then we'll come back to down dog. So you can absolutely find your own way there if you want to. Maybe you boat pose it out for a few breaths. Maybe you high boat, low boat, high boat a couple times. So if you're wanting core, give it to yourself. Eventually from here, cross your ankles, roll over your feet. You could step back. You could take cat-cows. You could take a vinyasa. See you back in downward facing dog. Next few breaths, no hurry. Ah. All right, from your down dog, left leg to the sky. Open your left hip, last time. Stay here if you want, or option to flip your dog. Left foot comes down behind. Left arm reaches forward, heart forward. Lift your hips. Breathe down into your belly. Squeeze your back muscles around your spine, supporting your front body with your back body. One more inhale. Exhale, come back, three-legged dog. Thanks, Mary. So left leg reaches up, big inhale here, lengthen. And then pigeon pose, left shin to the top of your mat. Come down nice and easy. Set yourself up intentionally, just like on the other side. So remember, especially if you're a super flexy person, you can just plop into it. You feel like you're gonna fall asleep in your pigeon. It should not feel that way. You wanna find the structure, the foundation first, then find the softness as you bow forward. So by pulling your left butt cheek up and back, I know it feels like you're coming out of the pose. What you're actually doing, you're plugging the femur bone into the hip socket. So instead of just exploiting the hypermobility in your hip and pulling on the tendons and ligaments around your hip, you're plugging that joint, you're getting that joint nice and stable, nice and safe, so then you can safely stretch the muscles. Once you're bowing forward and your left butt cheek is pulling back and up, if you want to go deeper, all you got to do is scoot your back knee back a tiny bit. It doesn't take much. Ah, big deep breath. Take about 3 more. Sigh out your mouth if you'd like. Ah. And slowly, bottom of your next exhale, start to lift your upper body. And we'll come into a seat. So now you can let your hips open and you can kind of plop over onto your left outer butt cheek. Your back knee can bend. And you're going to, just like we did before, take your back leg, swing it around and swing it back. Feel that muscle on the outside of your right hip, your right butt cheek, firing up as you move it forward and back. If it's coming alive, it might for a minute feel like there's a Charlie horse there. It's perfectly normal. Give it a moment, kind of let it stretch. Try to keep your spine tall and try not to move too much through your upper body. If you need support, left hand can come down beside you. Take 1 or 2 more, and eventually your right foot lands outside of your left thigh. Once it's there, you can adjust a bit. So maybe your left foot comes closer to your right glute, or maybe your left leg extends forward. Up to you. Hug your knee in and get really tall through your spine. Reach your right arm up. Inhale, get even taller. Exhale, twist. Right hand comes down behind. Gaze over your right shoulder if you want. Use your left arm in any way you'd like. Try not to lean back. So your right hand is not there to hold you up. It's just there to help you sit up taller. Broaden through the front of your shoulders. Broaden through your collarbones. Breathe down into low belly, low back every time. Last couple breaths. Very end of your next exhale, unwind your upper body. Bring your hands off the left edge of your mat for a moment and take that little bow. So it should feel good. Your right butt cheek can lift, spine can round. I even like to kind of push down as I curl in even more. Breathe. And then lift back up. If your left leg is not already extended, extend it forward. Bring the sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. So we'll go through our flow 3 times and then we'll come into the fold. So right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm reaches back, hips lift. And as you exhale, sit bones on the ground, swing your upper body around and fold over your left leg. Just like that 3 times. Inhale, reach up, reach back. Exhale, fold. All the way to empty as you work your fold. And then this time, stay and hold. If you want one more, go for it. So eventually, everybody fold over your left leg. Pull your left butt cheek back. Press your foot into your leg, leg back into your foot, and work it with your breath. Keep the flexion through your left toes. You want to feel your left quad muscle firing as you stretch your left hamstring. Same thing here. Last couple rounds. Good job. Very end of your next exhale. Roll up. Super slow roll. Head is the very last thing to lift. And then extend your left leg forward. Give your legs a little shake out. Take some windshield wipers, perhaps. Okay, and we're gonna eventually end up on our back, but here's a fun way to get there. If you wanna try it, if you don't wanna try it, you can just lower yourself onto your back. So, elbows inside your knees, grab hold of your feet. I like the outer edges. You could go peace fingers around big toes. And we're gonna try to balance in a happy baby pose. So balancing on your sit bones, not your tailbone. Pull back with your arms pressed forward through your heels. If you've got this, you can play with extending one leg like you're pulling a bow and arrow, and then the other leg. So hard for me. Maybe both legs at the same time. Try to keep your heart lifted rather than back rounding. If you're like me and it's super hard, just be playful. From here, my friends, if you want to, if you feel safe enough, you can just roll back into your happy baby pose. You'll be in a happy baby on your back. Yeah, good job. And then work it there for a moment on your back. Maybe rock side to side a little bit. And then eventually release your legs and just take a full body stretch. Arms reach long, legs reach long. Notice when you reach your arms and legs long, do your back ribs lift a lot? And if so, see if you can press your back ribs down so you have a more neutral spine as you extend long. Take one more inhale, press your back ribs down and reach. Exhale, draw your knees in towards your belly. Take a little rock from side to side gently. Supine spinal twist of your choice. Legs go right. Left arm extends out to the left, or cactus position with your left arm. Slow, steady breath. Let the ground now hold all of your weight. So you're not trying to hold yourself up, you're not resisting, you're just letting yourself give in. In your next couple rounds, friends, find your way to the other side. You can move slowly, take a moment in between sides to neutralize. I will leave it up to you when you feel pretty even on both sides. Come back to center and choose any finishing poses you would like. So about 10 breaths, finish off your practice. Maybe it's an inversion. Maybe you want to go straight into your Shavasana. Maybe you just want to roll out your wrists and your ankles a little bit. It's me at the end of as you feel ready, as you feel complete, start to find your way into your final resting pose. If you want to put on extra layers of clothing, get something to cover your eyes. So my thought for you, friends, as you drift off into your Shavasana, this is a quote by Jeff Foster. He says, "There is beauty in doubt. It keeps the mind curious, open, fresh, away from the harshness of conclusions. There is sacredness in sadness. It keeps the heart soft, mellow, fertilized, ready for the emergence of joy. Even your anger is precious. It brims with life, dignity, passion, the longing to be heard, to fight for those without a voice. Do not push away any feeling. Make room for them. Let them move. Be their home. Be their sanctuary." So these last few moments, friends, as you rest here, just be this big, huge, wide open space for energy to flow through. Whether it feels good or bad or comfortable or uncomfortable, pleasant or unpleasant, it's just life energy. It's just temporary. So see if you can let yourself feel it. Just use these last few moments to simply just be Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. And just start to slowly, gently bring movement back into your body. When you are ready, ease your way over to either side, fetal position. Give yourself a moment, just resting on your side. Maybe you even visualize or imagine in some way just all the energy of your practice soaking in, absorbing into you, integrating into your being. Use your arms to guide yourself up into seated meditation. So sit up nice and tall. Gather your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. We will close our practice together with one collective Om. So please join me, or if you'd rather just listen, that's fine too. Start by exhaling, emptying out, clear your throat if you need to. And breathe in your voice, fill up with it. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here, for letting me guide you. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you not next week, but the following. So I'll just be gone 1 week. Except Emily. It will be, hopefully the weather will be good. Yeah, I'm excited. Me too. I'm excited for that too. You're welcome. Tell me your name again. Julia? Okay, Julia. Come back soon. You're welcome. Oh yeah, Julia, you weren't together. Okay. Now I'm. No, first time. Yeah. Hopefully it's good. That's kind of my why I use them. Like I'm like, I'll use them to see yeah, exactly. Unless there's a place I really love, then I want to go back. Okay. Carrie and Rowan. Thank you, guys. It's cute. I like it.